Okay.
Got it.
Still here. That's a good sign. All right. Live on Facebook.
Yeah, let me get my seat going. All right.
Okay. Interview.
Might be better over here of a sun. Okay.
Okay. There we go. Going live.
Right.
All righty. We are live.
Yay.
Good.
Made it.
Good morning, everybody. We have Alberta and Texas coming together here. I am Pamela Gilchrist, and I have my guest, Kristy Webb. She's the Texan in the room here, and just recently joined our Kind Human Tribe. And I was inspired to hear a story because you were also a weight loss surgery I don't know, survivor. So I love to warrior. Love to hear your story.
Okay. Well, my surgery has almost been 7 years. And I started at 340 and currently at about 176. And so I think I've tried every diet out there. At the age of 15, I really started trying to lose weight. I wanted to be a bodybuilder and got inspired by muscle and fitness magazines and started down my road of endless diets. And during that time, I would get on a flow of the diet and get going really well. And then I'd get sick because I had a lot of issues with asthma and allergies and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so that would, I guess, bring my immune system down when I would start lifting or doing any cardio. It would send me back into some kind of respiratory infection / antibiotics / steroids. And then I'd just cycle again. And so about every 3 months, I got sick from trying to exercise. And the standard diet was back then, I guess you would eat a carb, a vegetable, and a meat. And so the restriction, along with not really getting any really good, decent, real food, kind of plummeted me back into my sickness. So I just did that for many, many years, all the way until my doctor, my pulmonologist, was the one that said, why don't you think about having the surgery? And I was like, oh, that's what every doctor tells me. I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. That's the answer to everything, is just lose some weight. And so I heard him, but I couldn't mentally wrap my head around the money because my insurance wouldn't pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years after going to him, he had started me on some medication called Xolair, and it made a big difference in my health, but I was still having to take steroids and antibiotics. And he even asked me, would I be interested in becoming a vegan? And I was like, I don't know. We'll see. Man, don't you see this girl right here likes to eat? Going vegan. And I was so bad in my eating at that end point where, man, I lived on like Little Debbie's chips. I had 3 sinus surgeries, and it just the last one caused me to lose my taste buds. So I was either eating salty and then sweet, something savory, sweet. That's all I could taste. So I would down a box of Debbie's almost a day.
Oh, wow.
It was horrible.
And salty snacks was my thing. Salty snacks.
I loved chili cheese Fritos. My gosh.
Oh, wow.
Had a sandwich.
Oh, you guys have like different snacks down there too. There's some interesting snacks when you go to the States. Yeah.
And don't started with the state fair and they fry everything, Oreos, everything. It's horrible.
They fry ice cream and all kinds of stuff. Hey,
it's horrible.
Yeah. Wow.
But my legs had really swollen and started getting that purple color. And then when you would poke it, it would stay indented. And the doctor, I was going, because I was diabetic after my third daughter. I stayed diabetic and had to have shots and all that. And the steroids would raise my A1C, which is my sugar. And he was like,
Oh, wow.
every time you put that fork to your mouth, you're killing yourself. And I was like, that is not what a person wants to hear. But that's the thing, when you're big, you don't want to hear all that. So I knew, somebody told me, my cousin, she's like, you know what? Why are you putting a price tag on your life? If that'll save you, why don't you go do it? And I'm like, but that's a car payment. That's a car. Back in that time, it was like a brand new car. And she's like, so? And I have an autistic daughter and I have a Down syndrome daughter. And she's like, those two kids are going to need you for a long time. So I managed to get the $12,000 to have that surgery. And I did a lot of research, and I knew that if it really worked, and I knew that my addiction was so bad that it might not. So I was kind of scared. But the minute I woke up and they took me to my room and they start making you drink your little cups of water, I knew then. I was like, my God, this is going to save me. Because I'd had a trainer in the past, and she's like, Kristi, she goes, the only thing that's holding you back is your eating. You kick butt even though you're big, you kick butt in the gym. And so when I realized that water filled me up for the first time, and I actually felt full, I was like, I'm going to go. I just knew I was going for it. And I told my husband, I'm like, the minute they tell me I can get up and start walking, let's go. And so my plan was, when I came out of the operating room, I seen myself as an athlete automatically.
Wow.
And I just started walking. And when I got home, we live in a cul-de-sac. I would walk around just the circle and then come back and rest. Then I'd go again. Then I managed to, add more and more time, and it got easier. And then I made it to the swimming pool. And then month 3, I started at Planet Fitness, and I would do 10 minutes of cardio on 3 different machines, because mentally it was too much for me to think 30 on one machine. And I was like, I'm going to lose my first 100. My goal was in 6 months, and I nailed it.
Wow.
Yeah, I nailed it. But did it, knowing what I know now, did I eat right back then? I mean, all your mindset is only on meat.
Well, I mean, the diet they set you up with is like not the best either, right? So yeah.
No, you're starving yourself.
Yeah.
My daughter, she's 18 and she's had the surgery and she's lost weight. But yeah, when I see her, I think to myself now, I'm like, wow, that's what I was doing. I was just starving myself.
Yeah.
And then
the shakes that they recommend always tasted crap too.
oh my gosh, they were horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't stomach them.
I was over at a friend's the other day, and she said, I had me a Boost for breakfast. I'm like, do you know what's in that? Yeah. That's got canola oil in it, girl. I told her, you drank canola oil. She goes, don't tell me that. I'm like, yeah, and it has what else was it? Carrageenan. She goes, well, what is that? I'm like, a cancer causer.
Yeah.
She goes, don't tell me none of this anymore, because I don't want it no more.
I remember, as soon as I could get on puree, I was so excited, and I think I made mashed potatoes from a box, and got like roast chicken from the grocery store and a can of gravy and put it in a blender. Thought it was the delicious thing. So, there's no way I could even look at something like that now.
No. All my kids said that I'm all extra now. I was extra even years ago, because it started sinking in that, let's see, after that first year, then, your stomach gets a little bit bigger and it's harder to lose weight because now you've done lowered your metabolic rate.
Mhm.
So, I went to work for Planet Fitness to keep the mindset of, you just got to keep going with this. It just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And I worked there for 9 months. I worked the graveyard shift, and during the day I would try to sleep and I couldn't sleep. So that was going to the doctor. They're like, oh, we'll give you something to help you sleep. Well, little did I know that would be, I got hooked on those 2 prescription drugs.
Oh, snap.
And so, there I was kind of mad because when I tried to come off of it after I quit there, I couldn't. And I was like, this sucks, because I worked so hard to give up all the blood pressure medicine, all the insulin, to now be back on something. It was pretty intense on it. Like, it would make me, I would, if I didn't take it, I couldn't even take a nap. I still can't take naps during the day. It's not there. But I have been free of all sleeping medicines for 1 week now.
Wow. And you're on 2.
I was on trazodone, temazepam, and then when my mother got real bad, I started on Xanax. And so at night, if I didn't want to take the other 2, I would take the Xanax. And then I was like, I don't want to be on none of this. I kept telling that doctor, and he's like, but some people just have sleeping problems. He goes, you had the problem before you came here because you couldn't sleep. And he's like, so, you coming off of it is not likely. You're still going to have a sleep problem. I'm just like, I don't know why that doesn't compute well with me, but I don't like it.
Wow.
Still continued on because I had my mom to deal with during that time and I needed sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's been 1 week and I have to say I toss and turn a lot, but my girlfriend's like, I think that's just withdrawal.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I never thought about that.
And like, I've been working for 2 years on my sleep, and it's still not where I'd like it to be, but it's better than it was. So
Yeah.
I'll
I'm just
dream once in a while, but now I'm dreaming at least once in a while. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you cared for your mom for a long time.
2 years.
Wow. See, my mom was in hospice, but it was only a couple of months. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it went from her being able to use her walker to get down to the hall, to take a shower, to use the restroom, and then slowly was losing that ability. Many, many falls. I told her she was giving me she was taking my breath away. Many falls, just thinking she could do it, wanted to do it. I would say, and I've expressed before when people ask me, I think the worst is killing her hope. Because I had to tell her, you can't get up no more. You can't. She just fall right over. We'd have to call the paramedics to come get her up because she was so heavy. Yeah, it was horrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
And were you thinking that, because you were following Allison through this, right? You were following her. Yeah. And did you just found her on Instagram?
Well, I had stumbled across the Justice League. And then one of the guys in there, I think it's Corey, or he's the one with the beard. I don't know if you've seen him.
Angelo? Is it a dark beard?
No, follow him too. But this one is Certified Health Nut.
Oh, Troy Casey. Yeah.
And then I guess I started seeing Allison, and I just liked her. She has a real sweet presence to herself. And then I liked Jared because he's got the funny side to himself. And then I would text them like, y'all are so funny. I like y'all. I wish I could afford Purium, which I think must be everybody's. I think that's the hot excuse everyone uses.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really just basically because, well, I wasn't working And so any money that we did have saved, I just kept thinking, I don't know how long. She tried to say she had died 3 times during her 2 years. So the first time she had us all coming together, she had me digging out papers. She's like, I'm going. And then she didn't go. She got better. And then a second time happened, and then a third. And this time when she really was going, she never thought she was going. So I told her, I'm like, Mama, you don't tell me that you're going no more. Can't deal with it. And so I kept saving money. But I wear a ring that tracks your sleep. And towards the last 4 months before, I could tell, man, my heart rate would not drop at night. You know, it used to drop before she got sick. It'd be in the low 40s, which is good, but it was staying in the 60s. And I don't want to fall apart emotionally. I don't want to fall apart physically, and I don't want to go back to the old version of me.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to have to do something. Well, when I started texting her and asking about it, and, you know, she's wanting to put me on the ULT, and I was like, okay, I don't know. Okay, I'll get back with you. I tell her. But the month before, I didn't know Mama was passing in a month. So the month before, I was like, I have to have something.
Yeah.
I need something that's just for me. I wasn't even trying to think I was going to clean up. Like I'm a coffee drinker. I drink organic coffee and organic cream and low pasteurized. So I try to come at that, the healthiest version of it I can.
Mm-hmm.
But then Kevin Luna, he's been talking to me about that cream.
Oh boy. You've been educated by Kevin.
Oh, wow. He knows so much.
That's amazing. He does.
And I have no doubt that it will happen, because I've switched from getting up in the morning, making coffee and drinking it first thing, to first is my green. Then if I want it, I'll make it. And then I only have usually 1 cup. So it's a big transition. It's on its way.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. Which, like I said, it's everyone. You start with step 1. It's an important step, and every step needs to be looked at as it's just a beautiful part of the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I said, well, I'm going to go for it. And when it came in, I was so excited. I sat in the bed, I opened it up. I was like, this is the real, because I've always been big on reds and greens. I've preached that for years, but I would get it at Sprouts or Whole Foods. And I had tried everything. Like, I literally, if I didn't like it, I would take it back. Sometimes, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would open it up there at the store. If I couldn't tolerate it right there, then I probably wouldn't get it. So I just wouldn't buy it. But I was the person that would take it and just put it in my mouth because it was so horrible to me. And then I just take water and down it. And there was my green for the day. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
To sitting in that bed and taking it in my mouth and thinking, oh, glorious. Hello. This is way different.
Wow.
This is like the Tesla of the green powders. Yeah.
Wow.
And then, like I said, and I tasted the dark berry, and I was like, wow, it even smelled so good. So yeah, once I started, like everybody else, at week 3, I knew that the super aminos was working. Wow. That's a big thing to a person that's on their weight loss journey, because we worry so much about not getting enough protein. And then I wasn't like progressing and going up on my weights as this last 6 months. And I just chalked it off to probably was just stress. Mm-hmm. But then at week 3, I was like, wow, I feel stronger. I can lift heavier. This ain't no joke. So then that became like everything to me. It's like, wow, if that's the only product I got, that'd be the one I'll be coming back for.
Yeah.
But I love everything.
I chew my aminos as I walk to the gym now.
Yeah, I tried doing that one day and I was like, wow, that's something it's acquired taste.
It's a little bitter, and I get them all chewed up, and then I take a drink of my, yeah,
And what is the purpose of that? Just so it ends up in there quicker?
yeah. And you
Okay.
feel badass too. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel badass. That's a little extra level.
Wow.
And I found out that because normally people will say before you go to work out, you should have your can't beat this or whatever, and your super aminos, but I don't know about you, but after gastric bypass, I can't have too much in there. I've even tried my can't beat this 2 hours before going to the gym, and still going to the gym, and it all comes up. So
Wow.
yeah, so what I do is I just make a nice thick protein shake of Puriums. I mix dark berry, and right now I'm doing Epigenius family, and
I got that one too this
then
time.
we try super meal together
Oh.
with ice and a frozen banana and some water, and then a little bit of plant-based milk. And I sip that at the gym, and it's the best thing. And then
Yeah,
then I got super xanthan after.
me too. That's what I do too.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I even did boot camp for the first time Saturday morning, like flipping the huge tractor tires and
Of my favorite.
pulling the football stuff and everything. And I worked hard, and I took 3 super xanthan after. I took 2 and then another one later, and I wasn't really sore at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't you feel badass when you do all that?
Yeah.
I know, me too.
It was really kind of cool because the other 2 ladies would quit before the minute was even up. And then she put it up to 2 minutes. And I would look around and nobody else do anything. And I'm like, oh, did I miss the timer? And Jody is just like, no, we working. Okay, we working. And flip that tire. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
feel badass. I really did. I like it.
Things like I've noticed since I've been on it, it's the game changer is your recovery. You recover faster, which that's what everybody wants, even if you're not a weight loss warrior, but if you're just a athlete, the recovery is everything. You want to recover faster. Yeah, that's this stuff.
And my skin, it used to, it still hangs, but it was down, like it hung down to about here
Oh yeah. See,
before.
mine, I started on my journey to have skin removal. So I did have the brachioplasty. So my arms are done.
Oh yeah.
And, I lost my breast because it just kind of the weight moves down.
Yeah.
And so I had implants put in. And that time I could not mentally stop wanting to exercise because I felt I was getting fat. And everybody was like, calm down, calm down. I'm like, I know you don't understand. Like they had me on those really strong pain pills too, which it was horrible. And I went out and exercised too fast. And I ended up hurting this breast, and he had to go back in there. And in doing so, it made me where I couldn't use my arm for a while. So he said, if you're going to lose your ability to move your shoulder if you don't start moving it. And I'm like, well, you better give me some more pain pills then, and I'll move it. Well, I did. And I tore the muscle off of my rotator cuff. And so still having stitches in this boob, I had to go and have rotator cuff surgery. And so that was 6 months more of nothing. I couldn't do nothing. And during that time frame, I said, I'm done. I will never, when is it enough? Like, when do I not have to think diet no more? I get tired. You get tired of it after so many years. I just want to just be normal with food. Like if I want to have an apple, I can just go have an apple and not be thinking, I wonder if this is going to make me gain weight.
Yeah.
God, I was tired of that. So it transitioned me from having round 2, which would have been cut, pull all that up, cut all this skin all the way around. And I'm like, I'm not doing it no more. And then self-love, that's when that journey kind of really took a step up to where I'm like, what is this purpose of me cutting my body all up? To what? Look at it. Am I going to finally be at that place where I'm just, oh yeah, you're good? No,
Yeah.
I don't. Anybody ever gets there. I feel more good now because I've done the mental work of it. Whatever's here this is Kristy, and it's good enough. And it's worthy to be loved and be happy and joyful and don't have to worry about if as long as I'm eating a good organic apple or banana or whatever. And then I had tried being vegan and then came back to meat because I got scared. And then whenever I went to, I told you, that 3rd week mark with those super aminos, I was like, this is it. I'm fixing to hit the ground running with vegan. Like I know it was easier for me to let go of cheese, and meat is only that one cream once a day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That holds me back. But everything else, like even last night, I was like, I'm not really hungry. So I think I'm just going to go and drink a shake. And that's what I had for dinner. So it's like it calls your name more than the food calls me. Like I have to have that. It just feels good. Yeah.
Go anywhere is the first thing I pack is.
Oh yeah.
Stuff. Yeah. Don't go anywhere without it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And you didn't, I don't know, you taught me something, because I remember saying, well, you look so tall, but on Facebook anyway, you look tall. And then, I found out you're only an inch taller than me. And then you told me your weight, and I have been so hung up on weight this last little while that I'm like, wow, she is that weight. She looks fabulous. So I'm like, you got to let go of that number. Just let it go, because
Yeah.
you're working hard at the gym. You're eating right. Your body is changing. I can tell it's changing just from going to the gym and
Oh yeah.
superfoods. But so I let go of that number, because I was thinking, oh, I'm like 160. I'm so fat. I'm like, no. Everybody keeps saying how fabulous I look, but you help me let go of that number, thinking that
Yeah.
a fat number.
Yeah. And when would we not? I mean, we are so back there in that space where a number matters, for one thing. And like I said, I wanted to be a muscle and fitness person. And so I seen those women and how they look. And I think now, my God, that is so unattainable. Like, while I applaud anyone that's looking like that. And I'm like, go for it. But that's not me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to look like that. And I'm not going to cut, I call it my fupa, which is my little extra bulge. It's going to stay there.
Yeah.
It's not cutting it off. It's just going to be there. And I just know when I watch my mom shrink down and do that, I was like, my God, I don't want my life to be like that. I think as I age, I'd like to live to 100. I'd like to say I can make it all the way to 100. Well, that means also that I'm going to see people come and go a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that meant, how am I going to choose to live my life then? And it made me really stop and think, was food, giving up going out to eat, or some people like, you don't even have a cheat meal. I'm like, no, I don't. I used to. And then it came to, why would you want, what is that saying about yourself, that you think you need garbage to make yourself, why do we need garbage food to make you feel like? Celebrate it with eating something really great for yourself. Give yourself life. Don't give yourself garbage.
Yeah.
And even it's been about 2 years, I made a pact with my own self, is that I would never talk negative about myself again. Never.
Wow. It's a
No.
real game changer when you
Yeah.
start watching how you speak to yourself.
Yes. And that the fact that being here these 2 years, and it was just like I didn't go to the gym or nothing. So everything I did at home. And I thought to myself, I'm my own cheerleader. There's no one else out there that can cheer me on, and there's no one else out there that can make me feel beautiful. While people can say it all day long, oh, you're so beautiful. But if I don't feel that way, then that's a problem. And so I don't need now everyone to tell me how I look. I know how I feel about myself on the inside. And I accept a lot of people don't give their self credit that your dark side is very valuable. It's needed. It's appreciated. I love her. Sure, I want to work on her in some areas, but if she's wild, there's no sense in me trying to tame that part. That's just who I am. So I don't get caught up in feeling guilty anymore. I live that lifestyle too, because I was raised as a Christian. So I held on to a lot of stuff and I just don't anymore. That's everything about me.
Wow. And did you have any like complications from the weight loss surgery at all?
No, now a lot of people I followed, I knew that was a risk, and I just never did. I never had heartburn. I never had acid reflux that a lot of people talk about. I was very fortunate to not. The only thing I do have is a hernia in my umbilical area. And I said, I had that when I had my first round of surgeries, and the plastic doctor was like, whenever you go to have your round 2, you can go to a regular doctor and have that fixed, and I'll slide in there and I'll cut all your skin off, and we'll do it like in one surgery. And then after I decided I wasn't going to do it again, I was like, well, when I have to cross that place, I will, but right now I still jump on a trampoline, which I'm big on trampoline. A trampoline is the way to change your lymphatic system. Even if it's just a rebounder within your house, afford a good one, because it will change the way. It takes about so many years for your body to turn over all them cells. So I was still getting sick with asthma and stuff like that year 4 into my weight loss journey, to where I'd have to have the breathing machine and all that. And the more I jumped, I noticed year after year it was getting where I didn't have that.
Wow.
That's because you
have a rebounder, so I'm excited.
Yeah, because that G-force, when you're doing that, it makes the lymphatic. So it's just pushing all that yuck out. And don't wear no deodorant, go natural and let that come seep out of the areas it's supposed to. Yeah.
Wow. And I want to get a trampoline for outside too. Big trampoline.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Me and my grandson out there. I outlaugh him. He'll stop 2 or 3 times and be like, just a minute. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to keep going. Go ahead. You go take a break. I got 30 minutes I got to do here.
Wow.
Yeah. I've built up that tolerance to do 30 minutes without stopping.
Wow. Just gentle bouncing, or?
It depends on what I'm listening to. If I have my on, I'm going for it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Get back on the buy and sell sites, because I need a trampoline. I want to just buy a used one. There's so many out there. So.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I was at my daughter, she ended up, the one that has Down syndrome, she likes to jump. And she ended up jumping so much on it, she broke mine. So that's why I went and I just paid like $200 for this one. And it works just as good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And then, so how long was it before you started with the superfoods, before you thought, I want to join the company?
Probably maybe 6 to 8 weeks out. I really wanted to. I'm telling you what holds me back is, I have dyslexia too. And when it comes to learning, man, I don't know what happens. My daughter's like, she'll sit over there, my oldest, she's like, wow, mama, I don't know what happens to you. So I was like, I know I can get on there and tell my story, and I vibe with people really well. I love people. I love people's stories. So I get into everybody else's story.
Mhm.
And I was like, I want to do this. I had been in Beachbody before, and I used to drink their shake, which is nothing like ours. But I couldn't get on board with making people work out so hard 6 days a week. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's coming from a different place. And
Yeah.
I'd been up on stage. I was telling Allison I had been on stage, because it was like me and 2 other people that lost like 150 pounds. So I got to get up there and work out with everybody. And that was inspirational right there. You just see the whole vast people, coming together for their Super Friday or Super Saturday, they called it. And we get out there, and that was fun.
Wow.
And community, because I've been stuck here doing that for 2 years, that for about 1 month or 2 weeks, I laid in there and I just was like, oh boy, this is what this feels like. And then I got depressed. I'm like, you know what? I think it's just because I didn't have this. I thought this was going to be wow, but then I miss people. So I need to get back out. And that too, I was like, I loved everybody. She let me in to experience all of y'all before I ever really even was coming on, or in as a partner.
Yeah.
And I was like loving everybody, I was like, this is what I want. And I want to go for it this time. Like with Beachbody, I didn't go for it. So, so she's like, even you, like you telling me the other day, don't get caught up in all that.
Yeah.
The back, just take it one step at a time. But, then my daughter come along and she's real good with computers, and she's like, I'll help. And she's on her day 2 of her
Wow.
reset. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait till my daughter, she's going to buy a few things.
I have a neighbor tell me that today too. She says, I don't want to buy everything. I'm like, well, don't.
Yeah.
Trickle your toes in the pond of Perium, honey. Pick out a green, because I'm like, she doesn't drink or eat vegetables. She's an out to eat kind of person. And she's in her 30s, and that's kind of where everybody's at. That's in their 30s. They're out to eat people.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can easily get 12 salads a day just by drinking that green drink. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just start there. I mean, while I'd love for her to buy the big thing, but the people that I'm talking to the most are the real people that I love and adore, and anywhere that you would trickle your toes in the pondaparium would work. It's going to be sucked into it. It's what's going to happen, just like I was.
Yeah. Trickle your toes in the pondaparium. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And I told Allison the other day that my daughter that has Down syndrome, she's 22. I was washing her, and I went with soap up under her armpit, and she hollered out, and she had a knot like this big under there. And my first thought is like, anytime you go to the doctor with her, it's more than just your other kids, because she don't want anybody touching her. She reads the energy, so she knows if something's wrong, she can feel it. And I was like, I can't do this with her. Like from that, when I felt that, I got like, this is it. You're going to be put on Perium. You're going to do the biomedic. You're going to do 1 shake a day, and then you're going totally organic. And she's like, every day eats pockets, sausage, egg, and cheese pockets, and potato chips, and and sodas, diet sodas. And now we just, that's gone. And the lump is completely gone.
What?
It took 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks. Even she would feel up under there. I wish you could see her face. She would feel up under there. She'll go, it's not there. I'm like, I know.
Hey.
Yeah. I made a live on, well, not a live, but I made a video and posted it on Facebook of me and her this morning making her shake.
Okay, I gotta go look.
Loves carrot. That's her favorite. And we mix banana and, any yellowish type to keep it bright orange, because that's what she calls it, her orange drink.
Well, that carrot juice plus is such a beautiful color of orange.
Oh my God.
Yeah. One of my new favorites is to add cocoa mint spirulina to my par shake.
Wow.
It's so good. Yeah. And you know what? My cat drinks it. My
Well,
cat
my cat,
started out at 4 weeks old drinking Purium.
wow.
Yeah. So she's been on it for over a year.
I have a cat that eats the spirulina pills, but
Yeah.
I've never thought about giving it. Oh, I'll have to try.
I start the blender and she comes running
Wow.
because she has to lick around the top of the cup first.
I have to try that.
I'm a spoiler, but anyway. Yeah,
That's-
she's a superfood kitty.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a try and then I'll let you know.
Okay.
If we can transition over to Purium.
My other cats
We'll
won't,
have Purium kids, Purium cats.
my other cats won't drink Purium, but Swifty started. I mean, I got her as a baby kitten, so she
Oh,
didn't drink water, so I gave her a shake. A little
heck
bit of
yeah.
yeah.
Good to you.
She dry powders the green shake. She dry powders like the can't beat this. She loves rice bran soluble. She will lick and lick and lick that. She loves it. Yeah,
My gosh.
it's crazy. Yeah, and she eats the chlorella tabs too once in a while, but she just rather drink it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't go wrong with appleberry. My gosh.
No.
I put that in my peanut butter and I'll mix it all up and then I'll put it on a piece of toast or I've tried here we have like organic sweet potato and they're sliced real thin. You just pop them into the air fryer and then I'll put peanut butter on top of that, pumpkin seeds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. And I'll make little energy bites and stuff with the
Oh yeah, I love
yeah.
My favorite.
And then roll them in raw cacao. Yum.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. Well, I told
Anyway.
you we're on the same page, girl.
Yeah.
Well,
That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today. It was
yeah,
a lovely chat.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I
I'll have to
appreciate you
go-
the other day though. I appreciate you, giving me because it really helped me calm me down. Okay, stop trying to figure it all out. It'll
That's
just,
cool. Yeah.
yeah,
No need to understand it all at once.
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, we taught each other something. We're good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bonded for life now.
I love Texas. It's beautiful. I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for watching. If you are here watching Kristy, she has a $50 gift code for you or 25% off, which is ever's great if you want to start out with an ultimate lifestyle transformation. And if you're here watching on my side, I have the same thing for you. It's pretty amazing that we just get to give out gift cards. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for watching, and we're going to stop recording and